I'm looking for Anita. Are you Anita?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Awesome. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay.
Okay.
Sweet. All right. Did you do anything fun this weekend?
No,
No?
not at all.
All right. It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, before we get into what brings you here today, there's a couple legal things that I want to go over with you. Is that okay?
Mhm.
Okay, sweet. And please feel free to stop me if you have any questions about anything that I'm saying. So the first thing I want to say is that I really value transparency and honesty, and I just want to make sure that we're like on the same page when we're working together. And your confidentiality is really important to me. But there are a few cases in which I have to breach that because I'm a mandated reporter. So there's like 4 cases in which I would have to share your information, and that is if there is suspected child abuse or neglect, suspected abuse of an elder or a dependent adult, or if you have plans to harm yourself or another person. Those are cases where I would have to like report those to somebody higher up, and if I ever had to do that, I would let you know in case you wanted to be there with me, like during the report. Does all that make sense so far?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And another time in which I might share pieces of your story is if I feel like I need advice or support from my supervisor so I can provide the best help for you. I wouldn't share anything, like too personal, but if there's any situation where I feel like I need to seek support so I can help you the best way, I might talk to my supervisor. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was a release of information or an ROI. Have you ever heard of those before?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay. So what it is basically is like if there's like, for example, if there's a resource that we don't have here at hospice and maybe you wanted to get connected to another agency, I'd have you sign a release of information so that I could get your consent to share your information with another agency so we could get you like support. Or if there's family members or other people that you want to have access to your information. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, sweet. I've done a lot of talking. Thank you for listening to me. And I want to start us off by asking you how you're feeling right now. So, about being here. On a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being terrible, 10 being fantastic, how are you feeling about meeting with me today?
I'm kind of at like a 5.
5?
Very neutral.
All right. And have you ever met with a social worker before?
No.
This is your first time?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I'm glad to be the first. So whenever you're ready, I would love to hear more about what brings you here today.
Well, my employer referred me here
Okay.
because I'm having kind of a difficult time at work. I guess I've been a little distracted and I've been getting very frustrated very easily.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's the main reason why you're here?
Well, yeah, because I'm
Yeah.
supposed to be here.
Right. And what is like taking away your concentration and your focus?
I guess I've had a lot on my mind lately. I lost my father like 3 months ago, and I'm kind of in the middle of a divorce. I have a low income. I'm tired of being stressed over money.
Mm-hmm.
And just being honest with you, I started dating people of the same gender, and I'm relieved to be able to understand that about myself, but I don't know, I guess it's been pretty hard just kind of getting to know the LGBT plus community.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, that's a lot to be dealing with. It sounds like you have a lot of internal like things that you're going through right now, trying to process, trying to work out.
yeah.
Can I ask you how you've been coping with these stresses?
Honestly, I've just been watching TV to kind of numb out. I stopped contacting my friends and people from my faith community. I just fear that they're not gonna accept my sexual orientation,
Right.
or that they'll, like, people will think like I was like cheating on my former spouse.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Yeah, so you've been feeling disconnected from the faith community, or maybe not feeling disconnected, but you are worried about how they're going to receive you if you come out to them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is the faith community something that's like, has that been something that you've found support in?
Before all this, yeah, I used to play guitar with them. Also at a local nursing home, and I love my community. And my friends too. I just haven't been returning their phone calls.
Right. It's good that you have people that are reaching out to you and that care about you, but it is hard to, you're going through a lot.
Yeah.
Right now, and it makes sense that you would want to be left alone.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot to be dealing with, and especially having that fear of not knowing how people are going to, react. Yeah, exactly. Have you talked to any of your family members about what you're going through?
I kind of have a small family, so I mostly just kind of rely on my friends and my faith community.
Right.
For my support, it's just, since, with all this going on, it's just hard. It's really hard, and yeah, I'm over it. I'm going through it, and I'm over it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So what are some changes that you would like to see so that you can feel, less numb, and kind of sounds like you're maybe feeling a little bit overwhelmed with all of the changes that are happening right now, but correct me if I'm wrong.
No. Yeah. It is tough. It's been tough. What was the question?
What would you like to see different, or what would you want to change in your life right now?
I definitely wish my father was around, just so I can feel connected to him. I feel like our relationship wasn't that great. I wish I was closer to him, and I wish I was connected to the LGBT plus community. I'm just feeling very lost in my kind of coming out story.
Right.
And I wish to have more money, because I'm tired of stressing my money.
Right.
And that's pretty much it.
Right. Well, some things that I can offer you as a social work intern and through hospice, we have some drop-in grief group support groups. I don't know if that would be something that you're interested in, to maybe get connected with people. I can also offer you individual counseling if that's something you're interested in, but also it sounds like you're wanting to get connected with the LGBTQ community. So if you are open to it, I would love to do some research and maybe find some support groups or some community events that maybe you'd be interested in.
Yeah.
Does that sound good?
I think I would really appreciate some stuff, some groups, specifically more with LGBT.
Yeah.
In that community.
Yeah, because I'm sure that, other people in that community have gone through, similar feelings that you're feeling right now. And especially had that balance of, feeling connected to your faith community, but then also feeling like you can't be a part of it because of your orientation. So yeah, that'd be awesome to get you connected.
Yes.
All right. One second. Can I ask you a little bit more about your relationship with your father? You said that you felt a little bit disconnected from him.
Yeah, I really wish we had been closer. Honestly, I feel like that would have helped me big time, or at least kind of finding myself, my sexual orientation earlier. Unfortunately, that's not the case, but I feel like I know he would want me happy no matter what.
Yeah.
And I feel like he would support me. And I would love that support from somewhere.
Yeah.
Whether it be my faith or the community, the LGBT community.
Totally.
Yes.
Totally. So, can you tell me more about your job? So you said your employer referred you here because they've noticed that you have been getting frustrated and have been having a hard time concentrating.
Yeah.
And you said you're worried about money. So I'm wondering, do you want to stay at the place that you're working, or how can we get you to a point where you are feeling secure financially?
I do like my job. I just hate that it's like little money.
Right.
There is a promotion coming up that I should have or could be preparing for. But I've just been in a funk, and it's just not motivating for me to even try it if I'm just in this funk and I feel kind of hopeless or like just not secure with myself. So I guess maybe I could try that out.
I mean, yeah, definitely, help to look into it, but I mean, it does make sense. Like, you're going through a lot. You're going through the grief of losing, your father, also grief of, like, coming out of this divorce. And
Yes.
also, I mean, when I'm thinking about it now, like, grief of, or maybe a fear of losing your faith community, too. That's a lot of big changes happening in your life, and I just want to recognize that. And also appreciate you for being here and
Thank
showing
you.
up and sharing your story with me.
Thank you.